I've come out here to the woods today because there's something that happens after you get fired that nobody really talks about, and we need to talk about it. We're almost there. We're almost there. Hey, and briefly, before we get into this, if you're going through some kind of a transition like being fired or even just retiring, divorce, or something else, this might be content that you enjoy. And I'd really appreciate it if you hit like, subscribed, and maybe even commented. So the reason I wanted to come out into the woods to talk to you about this is it has to do with a very private part of our lives. It has to do with the most intimate part of our lives. And that's the bedroom. It's intimacy. It's having sex. What happens after you get fired? What happens between you and your spouse, your partner, your loved one? What are those feelings that you might be going through, and what are the feelings that they might be going through? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So it was 2 years ago this month, August 2026, 2 years ago that I got fired. I was 56 years old. My wife and I enjoyed just the regular, normal sex life, right? Like so many of us do, the typical weekend stuff and then the occasional fun weekday deal. But for me, what happened was I lost so much of myself in that title, in that job that I had held for 25 years in that industry and then 9 years at that job. There's a certain something that happens to us when suddenly, literally, 25 years is gone, just like that. All the work that I'd put into it. And that left me feeling out of sorts. And with me feeling out of sorts inside, then it's going to be obvious what happens to the relationship. It's going to suffer. And we've got a job to do when that happens. And let's talk about that. From my wife's side, I have no idea what was happening to her. And that's probably the biggest takeaway and learning point for me, was that I understand now that there was so much going on with me at the time that I could not pay attention to my wife. I could only imagine that she wondered if she was somehow less attractive to me, or that maybe somehow she wasn't holding up her end of a bargain somehow. And all of those things were obviously false. It was a me issue. And I suspect if you're going through something like this, you really know it's a you issue. The effect on our partners, though, and how they see themselves based on how we're having to go through and deal with this problem, that's where the other friction point starts. The inevitable spiral that happens next is I missed the first weekend. We didn't have sex the first weekend. It was raw. I had just been fired on Thursday. And then the following weekend, I was still in my stuff. And then the following month, I was still in my stuff. And then months after that, I was still in my stuff. And that's really, really the part where we begin to lose what we had. Because we have to practice life, don't we? Just like our meditation. To keep a still mind, I need to practice my meditation. And so to continue that loving relationship between people who are joined in those special ways, we have to practice that love. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with just a simple thing, just a touch. right? As you walk past your spouse, as you walk past your loved one, just try to give a little touch. It doesn't have to be a whole lot, but I can tell you this, that touch is the spark. And that spark doesn't just hit you, it hits them. And kind of in this point right now, that's vital. It's vital that our energy reaches our loved one because we need to rekindle that connection. And then we've got to practice it. Our continued practice doesn't need to be heavy either. It can begin with a small note because often it's difficult to verbalize what we're feeling and what we're thinking. So writing a short, concise note, don't make a big, 4-page letter. Just a short note reminding your partner that you're here and that you do love them. Acknowledging also that you're going through this part. Having a date, even if it's at the house. Having a date night where you can order in or maybe make dinner together. It's just doing the small things. And as we practice those small things, then the bigger things happen. And we can slowly allow that to just naturally move into the bedroom. And then we'll find that time that as we're lying in bed in the morning, just a gentle touch on your partner's back might be all it takes to rekindle everything that you had. Well, that's about it for me today. To all my new friends, thanks for coming along. And I don't say goodbye, though. I've got my own way of doing things around here. You'll get used to it. Until the next time, I'll see you out there.